Our team, Leanne Domigan, Emer Flood, Ola McElroy and Matthew Quinn, investigated the various flood alleviation measures that could be taken in the Belfast Hills area to help protect the city of Belfast and its water infrastructure from high flood events. Incorporated was a nature-based approach.
My name's Morgan. I'm Paulina.
I'm Roisin.
And I'm Sophie. Our project has developed 2 social media campaigns to promote and share the RGS's career profiles to further develop their #ChooseGeography campaign.
My name's Fiona, and myself, Amy, Corey and Sarah have done our project with Habitat for Humanity, which is a global charity organisation. We've based our project on the promotion of youth advocacy.
Hi everyone, I'm Natasha, and myself along with my other 2 project members, Lauren and Cara, would like to welcome you to our presentation in connection to the Belfast City Council on the uneven geographies of housing affordability and the study of this area of North Belfast.
So myself, Lauren and Lucy have been researching the overarching theme of the geography of hot food takeaways in relation to health in collaboration with Belfast City Council.
So I'm Nicole.
I'm Dermot.
And I'm David.
Yeah, and we've been looking at urban placemaking in the public realm. Our aim is to create a safe and welcoming place for people to interact, especially with COVID-19. We will map regeneration for strategic interventions and to explore opportunities of reconfiguration of the public realm tailored to each area.
Flood risk is also heightened by artificial drainage, and there's an example here on the Divis Mountains of artificial drainage. Urban development also heightens flood risk, and the imagery here is over Laganeel, and the catchment has undergone extensive urban development for social housing. This trend is expected to increase as Belfast population is expected to increase by 2% between 2017 and 2027. Natural drainage and natural interceptors, for example woodlands, are removed through urban development, and this removal coupled with impermeable surfaces adds pressure to the drainage systems.
So for our methodology, it was necessary for us to investigate the target group's opinions around the subject as well as their social media habits, therefore allowing us to create an evidence-led campaign which created a basis for our content. This led us to create surveys through Microsoft Forms to investigate stereotypes and the career knowledge of the 3rd form and 5th form age demographic.
Now I'll take you through our different methods. So the first one was a questionnaire which was created on Microsoft Forms and posted onto each team member's Facebook, which worked really well as we got 150 responses relatively quickly. It was made up of 20 questions, including open, closed, poll and ranking questions, which were aimed only at ages 16 to 24. This was carried out to find out about their social media habits, what they already know or don't know about Habitat for Humanity, and any ideas they had regarding marketing on social media. We also added in questions to find out whether they were more interested in volunteering locally or abroad.
So the first aim of our research involved exploring chronic deprivation, development pressures and housing provision in North Belfast. North Belfast has been the focus of much debate of late, especially regarding current levels of deprivation. In the most recent collation of the multiple deprivation measure, 5 of the 10 most deprived super output areas are in Belfast, with North Belfast featuring significantly.
GIS is one of our main modes of investigation. So the data we used to produce our maps was the food hygiene ratings from 2019. These are provided by the council. So what this document does is provide all the addresses and categories that each establishment falls under. So we're able to map them around these schools in Belfast.
So our findings looked at 3 main issues. 40% of respondents had found no sense of community in the area, and from figure 8, 43% found a lack of belonging. And this has caused tension and difficulties with interaction. Unsafe perceptions are common, with 44% of people not visiting the area in the evening due to dangerous street crime, poor lighting and a lack of safe crossing. So bike theft and lack of bike storage reoccurred within our findings. From figure 9, only 6% travel by bicycle, whereas 50% travel by car.
So what are the possible solutions to this issue? The first one I'm going to discuss is community engagement. One of the main solutions is to get the community involved in research and implementing NFM measures. This approach was taken as part of the Slowing Up the Slow at Pickering project in North Yorkshire, England. Here, competency groups were developed, which basically brought together experts in the field of flood risk management and public members who were particularly concerned about the risk of flooding in the area. So in conclusion then, our project has provided useful information regarding the NFM opportunities that exist in the Glencarn-Forth-Lignaneil River catchment area, and will help kickstart conversation on the role that NFM could play in protecting Belfast from future flood risk events.
Our brief wanted us to promote a suite of the RGS career profiles. It was important for us to select an engaging career profile, as the fifth form survey found 30% of students stated geography didn't lead to any jobs. We wanted to explore one career profile in detail, so it was important to select a less common but impactful career that also tackled the male gender stereotypes surrounding geography and displayed diversity and inclusivity. The profile selected was Fahasad Shahid, a female communications associate working for the UN in Stockholm. Showing a successful female who has a passion for geography and has overcome obstacles could inspire the audience to choose geography with the content aiming to portray the positive impact the subject can make in a career.
By empowering these young people through this group, they are likely to continue to advocate for habitat as they have been empowered by the charity, to then go and empower others through the skills and self-confidence that they will gain through this scheme.
Our final recommendation is a new youth programme aimed at youth organisations across Northern Ireland, and particularly focusing on young people who are unaware of habitat's involvement in their local area and who are unaware in the context in which they work.
So the issue of housing affordability in North Belfast is a multifaceted issue affecting everyday lives. Through our research, we've generated several recommendations that we believe will alleviate the current issues within North Belfast. Significant economic and social reinvestment is needed within North Belfast to mitigate the effects of chronic deprivation on the life chances of the communities. This should include educational and employment opportunities, improvements to housing, including supply, quality and accessibility, and promotion and provision of fiscal schemes such as the Help to Buy.
So our study had some limitations to it. One was that we used 2019 GIS data. Although this was accurate, we know from ground truthing and our own knowledge of the areas that takeaways have either moved, new ones have opened up, or some have closed down. So this wasn't taken into account. We tried to take this into account with our ground truthing. However, there are some inaccuracies with the mapping.
Our vision is to redesign and inspire alleyway spaces. Creating street art along the wall or the ground will portray the history and the diverse community at the top of Agincourt Avenue. Greener alleyways of pop-up plants and flowers will create a community-led space and visual appeal, as seen in the sketch in Figure 22. It will fulfil our aims of creating a safe, friendly area and increase a sense of belonging.
Well done, guys. It was a really good presentation. Very, very happy with it. It just really shows all the hard work that went into the project. So well done.
I'm the woodland officer for Belfast Hills, so a lot of this is going to be extremely useful for me. So thanks, guys.
Well, firstly, I'd just like to say the project is brilliant. To manage to produce the content that is so relevant, to have a key message in it, and to have a really novel approach, having built upon the resources and information that we've produced previously, is very, very impressive.
You touched upon some of the key areas I think we're very keen to look at, but some of the recommendations you raised has been very interesting. I think something we could sort of feedback on in relation to that there. So thank you again for the presentation. That was very, very useful, and something we're hoping to pick up on. Some of the recommendations we'll take to our various sections. We'll try to apply them. So thank you very much.
This will be very useful to us, I have to say. It's all very topical. Public realm, reconsideration. Just like currently, I was reading the document there about the strategic outcomes of the new programme for government, and this is all very much part of it. Fresh thinking, particularly with what has happened around COVID. You've put forward some very practical suggestions, which Sabrina and the council and myself with Forward South Partnership and also with my other involvement as a councillor, we can feed these suggestions in to meetings. I have to say, well done. I was impressed just by your presentation too. Very impressive and polished.
First of all, I thought all the presentations this afternoon were really, really impressive. And what struck me most is more or less kind of how diverse geography is. So I'm definitely now kind of a supporter of #choose geography. So I never thought that you could do so much so many different things with geography. So it's very, very impressive.
Just delighted. We, from the beginning, were just so happy to have the involvement of the team, their interest, their enthusiasm, their willingness to think outside the box, and the recommendations are just wonderful and definitely something that we will definitely be able to use some of them, if not all. I'm really excited by the social media support group, and I love the future is young. I love that line. So thank you very, very much. You really have done a great job, and you being involved and being within the target group was just so powerful. So thank you very much.